And welcome back to the second half of this Mega Man Let's Play. Alright, we took out Kwanger. And Kwanger's, wait. Who's weak against Kwanger? Oh, Chameleon is. Who's weak against Chameleon? Armadillo is weak against Mandrill. Oh yeah, Storm Eagle would have been weak against, him. So wait a minute, who's Mammoth weak against? I kind of want to go see Mammoth's level anyway, so we'll do that. And then after this, I think we'll go do Spark Mandrills. Oh, it's frozen over! Okay. So if you wanted to see this level in its, like, full glory, you know, you would have had to come here before you go up against, by the way, I haven't gotten a single sub-tank yet. Either. That's weird. So, like, I was saying, like, absolutely, I think this game is, you know, a much more complete of an experience than, you know, a lot easier to get into than, say, than X3, which is my personal favorite. But, you know, I just dig the vibe of X3 a lot more, and I also really dig the soundtrack. That's kind of weird, like, you know, that's actually a big factor for me with Mega Man X, like, which game do I want to play is also partly, like, which soundtrack I want to listen to. Like, that's the other thing, like, you know, I'm always a little, I always kind of do think about, like, X5, like, do I actually want to play it? But then, like, I remember, like, how good the music is, and, like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, I do want to. I think there's some special thingy for me here. There was another special thingy, but I couldn't get to it. Oh, there's a Met! I do love this, that they just have the Mets, just straight up Mets here in the X timeline as well. Okay, I don't know if I have the weapon for this. I might not. Oh, I did. Okay, so you know, I'm not a big fan of X2, but you know, I am thinking, and now that I've done this. Now that I've done this, like, just for completion's sake, I think I am going to, you know, do X2 in the very immediate future. And you know what? I'll try not to overthink it too much. I'll just play as, you know, the levels that I think are fun, and that'll be it. It can be just a one-off. You know, I don't have to make it anything more complicated than that. Oh, I think it's actually okay. That's another one that I've been thinking about, like, you know, I've been thinking about, like, giving Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers 2 a whirl and doing a little one-off Let's Play on that, because I've also been thinking about doing some more Disney games. But I'm having currently some issues with my Mega Drive, so that might actually require some repair of the console. I have a nasty feeling that might be the case. So, is it this? Am I completely misremembering? I'm thinking that you could slice off Mammoth's, like, you know, snout with this. The thing that always cracks me up is these ears. It always... Okay, you could! Oh my god, I did not remember that, but it doesn't do a lot of damage to him, so... Okay, he's not really putting much of a fight. You can just kind of hop around him. It looks like a pig now. But you know what cracks me up about that is that he does not look like... He actually doesn't look much like a mammoth to me. Like, I know his Japanese name is like Burning No Mander or something. I have to check, like, is that like the Japanese name for, you know, for just elephant? Like, is the mammoth thing just something that the American division came up with? Because, you know, that has happened. That has happened with some of the other Mega Man X Maverick names as well. Oh yeah, but I forgot to say about his ears. So his ears look more like mouse ears to me than elephant ears, and especially because mammoths are supposed to have, you know, floppy ears because they're related to Asian elephants. So I know I can now blow up those tanks in, like, Storm Eagle's level, but. Okay, I promised we would go to the Mandrill level, so let's go to the Mandrill level, then we can deal with all these other assholes. So, Spark Mandrill, I want to say I always kind of feel it's a little bit overrated of a level, but You know what? This theme song fucking slaps. Yeah, it's no wonder this is everybody's favorite. I do love the design of this level as well. Actually, I kind of now regret not having done Storm Eagle a little bit, because I do like the fact that it went, the variant that afterwards is that like that goes dark. I mean, this does do, but you know, it then goes like dark all the time. And that guitar sound is fantastic. Like that's you know, that's because that's one of the things that often gets like criticized about with the you know, I don't get into this argument a lot, and I try not to get into it because, you know, it's a pointless argument. Like, but people want to always shit on. It's a certain segment of the retro gaming community that loves to shit on the Super Nintendo's, like, you know, sound card, and like, you know, that they think like the, you know, the Mega Drive sound chip is so much better for like rocky sounds. You know, the Mega Drive sound chip is like, just like any other, you know, sound synthesizer from around that time. It's as good as the, you know, the people that, you know, were using the, you know, that chip were able to make it. Like, don't get me wrong, there are absolutely Super Nintendo games with terrible music. But, you know, it's not the fault of the sound chip, it's the fault of the programmers. Like, the Mega Drive sound chip is inferior to the Super Nintendo sound chip, period. It has less functionality, has a less rich sound to it. But, you know, but just like anything else, like if you're talented and you know how to use that tech right, it'll sound amazing. Like, there are lots of Mega Drive games with amazing music. There's lots of Mega Drive games with really shitty music as well. And the ironic part is that I kind of like the shittiness in some of the Mega Drive music, because I think I'm missing something to get that hard tank. The thing with this game that the weird thing with the sound design of this game though is like all the sound effects do have this kind of a weird reverb to them that weirdly makes everything sound a little bit softer than I think they intended it. And there's a little bit of that also in Mega Man 7, but I think in 7 it doesn't actually hurt the game that much because, you know, they were definitely going for a more colorful vibe with that one. Okay. But here is where, you know, the, okay, we made it to Mandrill, but, you know, this fight is going to be over pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure. That was a deep cut that I'm not sure how many people picked up on in the you know, in the cartoon that we did with Aqualung because we made you know, Mandrill sound like Arnie, you know, Schwarzenegger. I'm not gonna take any chances. My timing's a bit off because of the lag, but okay, so that was completely pointless using the thing. But yeah, I want to go to Armadillo's level next. But yeah, so in our X cartoon, you know, Mandrill had, you know, kind of this Schwarzenegger-y voice, and that was actually a direct reference to the Mega Man, the Ruby Spears cartoon episode where Mega Man X, Vile, and Mandrill appeared. And Sigma then appeared for like 3 seconds at the when he called Vile from the future. That actually kind of I was actually looking at something related to New Adventures of He-Man, and that's another one that makes absolutely no sense to me. Oh, here's the there was the bomb bat, the random bomb bat, yeah, which you can use to farm for extra life if you like. So Mandrill has like one line of dialogue in that whole episode, and whoever did his voice, I don't remember who it was. It has to be one of the stock sound, one of the main actors. But they just, you know, they could not come up with anything else, so they just had him do an Arnie impression. So, and it makes absolutely no sense to me either. But you know, I do like that goofy little detail. So that's why, or that's how that ended up in our cartoon as well. We just emphasize it even more because obviously we were making a silly cartoon. It's funny that I completely like left the digger behind. This is a bit of a fun gimmick It definitely feels like it's just adding a little bit of spectacle to the proceedings. But you know, I do think it's fun. Okay, and now we have the other digger, and now I have to destroy it. I hate it because I kind of dig having it, or I think it's kind of fun to let this guy finish digging all the way to the end. But come on, just barely made it. Yeah, but you can't get the heart tank without if you don't you know, blow it up. All right, and now for the final thing. Oh yeah, something sad though. So David Lynch passed away. And, you know, I've never seen too many of David Lynch's movies. So now that he did die, I finally decided to bite the bullet and I ordered Eraserhead. So I plan to now watch Eraserhead. And it does feel weird. Like Lynch's films have been on my bucket list for such a long time. So, and I do feel a little bad for not having seen more of them. Literally the only ones that I had seen up to this point were The Elephant Man. I got it a long time ago, just out of sheer you know, curiosity. A fantastic movie, by the way. I heavily recommend it. And then last year, I finally watched his Dune movie, and me and my friend Ville, we also watched both parts of the new Dune movie that came out, you know, a little while ago. So that was my impetus. So that's why I wanted to watch. I also wanted to see the 80s Dune, which of course, you know, Lynch wasn't like super proud of, but yeah, apparently like he did, you know, he had started to warm up a little bit to it towards the end of his life, which I think is nice. I think it's nice when you know, as a film director, you're able to, you know, also, you know, look back on your mistakes and, you know, not just always, you know, be so down on yourself just because you made an unsuccessful movie. And you know what? That movie was still, for all its faults, you know, I'll go do Chameleon next. For all its faults, I do actually think the 80s Dune movie is a pretty good time. Like, especially, I just love how you know, how many recognizable actors there are in that. Like, but I do also gotta say, I think the Dune world is kind of just a little bit goofy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have a hard time taking it seriously. And that was true of the 2000s version as well. Although I do have to say, like, I did like Stellan Skarsgård's like Harkonnen. Like he genuinely made me very uncomfortable. Whereas the Harkonnen in the Lynch version was just gross. Okay, I'm gonna get some power up from this. I don't normally do the power ups. I've mentioned this before with the Mega Man X games, but we're gonna do this. So there's just random green ass robot here. I'm kind of wondering, like, is this like some kind of a, you know, more aggressive version of Otto from the X series? But you know, I do not like preoccupy myself with like canon things about that because you know, the story of the X games is pretty silly as well when you stop to think about it, all the things considered. That's a video idea that I've been tooling around with forever, but I have never really, I just never really committed because I'm not sure like how interesting that would be, but like just how goddamn stupid the X series plot eventually kind of gets. Because the lore's pretty bare in these early games, and you know that's partly because you know these were Super Nintendo games and video game storytelling was only just about, you know, starting to kind of get out of that old school mentality where it was only like cutscenes at the start and end. Inafune was kind of growing slowly as a storyteller around that time. In X4, they finally started to give things a lot more subtext. And don't get me wrong, I don't think like even X5, which I do like, I don't think the storytelling in that is necessarily like super good either. Like it does feel a little contrived. And especially because it feels contrived in the sense that, you know, Inafune was just trying to get to a point where he was finally able to, you know, make that, you know, game series where Zero was the main character. Because he kind of always just wanted Zero to be the main character anyway. Okay, what's up with this? This capsule contains a new type of body armor. You asshole. It will reduce damage to your systems by 50%. Okay, so I get the cool new shoulder pads. I do like this. I like the leg upgrades. I actually do like all the other upgrades. The only thing I never like with the X games are the helmets. Like, I prefer Mega Man having just a normal ass, like, spherical helmet. So I hate that when they give him like little ears or something. Like, so yeah, that's a thing that I don't like. Come to think of it, this actually is a really helpful, you know, item for like first-time players, I would say. The thing is, like, I usually, Chameleon is usually one of those levels that I tend to play pretty late. Like, I think with the kind of what's considered the optimal, you know, weapon weakness cycle, it's usually the last level that gets recommended. All right. Oh, wow. How many extra lives do I have now? 6. You don't usually get 6 extra lives in most X games. Alright, here we go. Another goddamn right armor. You know, that was another weird thing in the Legacy Collection. Like, the fact that you could get, like, an upgrade to your, or you could get an achievement which was not using a right armor on the bosses. And to me, that was like a surprise to me that there were even any games where you could, you know, fight the bosses using the right armor. Like, I never realized that was even a thing you could do until the Legacy Collection. Or that people would wait around to get all the armor parts before going up against the bosses. That was another thing that I was not at all expecting. You know, I always, you know, and I rarely got these armor parts anyway, so I was all about trying to learn the patterns and beating the bosses, you know, in as a normal Mega Man. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this fight though, because it's very like, you know, yeah, it's very like sing-songy, you know. All right, then it's time for the Storm Eagle. I do feel great. I do actually feel good about ending it on Storm Eagle because, yeah, that's probably my favorite bit in the X cartoon as well. The whole, you know, him falling off the fucking airship. Here we go, Storm Eagle. I forget if these guys, I mean, yeah, some of these guys do have like kind of goofy names. Ice Penguino was the one that I put in the funny Maverick names video. Yeah, so sorry, I got a little off track. So yeah, the Lynch Dune movie, I did like it, but I do have to say, like, you know, the first half was good. The second half, you can tell that they were rushing, and the second half, yeah, it feels like, you know, that's the part of the movie that really didn't work for me. But, you know, it was a fun, weird movie to watch. I've been a bit uneasy about watching Eraserhead because I kind of already know what it's about, and I know that there's some really, really disturbing scenes in it. But, you know, if I'm gonna get into Lynch now, you know, I might as well. I was even thinking about actually getting some other Lynch movies besides that one, but, you know, was there anything else here? No, it was just that. No, I'm just gonna drop down here. I'm gonna take needless risks. There's another director whose filmography I've also, you know, been planning to get more into is Wolfgang Peterson. He already died a few years ago. He's the director of Das Boot and Neverending Story, and he also did this movie called Enemy Mine back in the 80s, which I've seen like once on TV, but I actually really like, so that's another one that I'm looking forward to revisiting. But I was looking at, there's this, you know, used film store, used DVD store that I previously bought a lot of movies from. And they had a couple of his films, but it did not have either one of those. He also directed Troy, and I think Air Force One, and then Outbreak, which is fantastic. That might be my second favorite movie of his after Das Boot. I'm a little mixed on Neverending Story. I mean, it's fun for what it is, but I think it's a bit, oh, okay, I think I know what this is the helmet upgrade, isn't it? This capsule contains an enhancement for your helmet. so you don't hurt your soft fucking head, which will allow you to break some ceilings with a headbutt. So take it, asshat. Oh my god, this is so stupid to me as well. Like, I liked it. Okay, this one isn't as bad. At least like the, you know, the ornament is like, you know, is like set flush with the rest of the helmet. But yeah, in some of the other ones where he gets like little wings on the sides of his helmet, like, god damn it, that looks so stupid. They had a little bit of that problem in Mega Man 11 as well, where they started like giving Mega Man, besides like the different color options, they started also giving him little ornaments on his like head, like come on, you know. If you're gonna make a traditional Mega Man game, just keep it traditional, like there's no these pointless bells and whistles. Actually, that's an idea that they totally ripped off from Mighty Number 9. Because in Mighty Number 9, you also get those little additional pieces. Alright, we're getting down to the line. I don't remember which weapon is... like, I'm thinking it's this. So whose is this? I don't know. Okay, well, since we're here, we might as well try them all out. But honestly, normally I don't use the master weapons on Eagle. Like, Eagle is one of those bosses. And that is the thing I like about this game, that you can't beat most of the bosses with just your regular weapon. Like, Penguin, Eagle, Mammoth, okay, it's definitely not this. Is it this? Oh, it's this! It's Chameleons. Okay, weird. Oh, I accidentally, yeah, sorry. I accidentally... Wow, I didn't even notice. He got a different shade of green. Ah, it's too slow. God damn it. There we go. Got him. Okay, but... And yeah, so now you can see it starts falling, and canonically this then like falls into Spark Mandrill's level. I didn't get the thing that was hidden in Mandrill's level, did I? Okay, but yeah, that'll do it for this time. I hope you enjoyed watching me play Mega Man X1, and let's see if I do that X2 one in the future. So, see you on the next one. Bye-bye!